Now, from your weather authority, your KTAB forecast first.
Good evening, Big Country. Well, I hope you've laid out some of those warm clothes for tomorrow morning. High temperatures will only be around sunrise, and winds will be brisk out of the north, allowing for that wind chill to be around 29 to 31 degrees in the morning, and then mainly throughout the afternoon as well. It's not going to really warm up too much. A chance for some slight thunderstorms is going to remain on the minimal side, but still a 70% chance for those showers to make its way back into the area once again, and temperatures are going to hover around those upper 30s for the afternoon. That's your forecast first. KTAB News Weekend starts now.
With coverage you can count on, this is KTAB News Weekend.
Good evening, I'm Nathan Grieve. Well, lots of phone calls, messages coming into the newsroom today asking all about this. Our top story this evening, green dye. Residents say it looks like oil. It has a very strong smell. The city of Abilene says it's harmless, and their explanation, a pipeline company test. The Texas Commission on Environmental Quality and the Railroad Commission have been notified. City Manager Robert Hanna posted on the city's Facebook page saying there aren't any drinking water concerns. The city will continue to monitor that situation. Well, members of Abilene's Special Weapons and Tactics team, you know them as SWAT, just finished their competition against other Texas SWAT teams. Abilene SWAT placed 10th overall at the Texas Tactical Police Officers Association SWAT competition that was in Waco this weekend. The team was made up of 5 Abilene SWAT members. They competed against 23 other teams from Texas and Louisiana. And there were several events each team competed in, like timed shooting. Now, this is the first time in 3 years that the Abilene SWAT team has been in this competition. Well, would you put a camera on your house to help catch criminals? Well, some in Anson say they would after the police posted on social media asking them to do just that. It's all in hopes of cleaning up the city from illegal activity. KTAB's Jessica Rank has the details.
Go down the slide.
Heather Adams takes her children to Anson City Park almost every day.
There you are.
A fun spot that as of late hasn't been the safest.
We all have kids that live on this street. I know of 10 that live on our street. We all live in this area. And people they fly down this road and they don't even think about it.
A concern that motivated Heather to post on the Anson Police Department's Facebook page asking for help.
Makes me nervous, makes me not want to let my kids come out and play, because what if somebody loses control, ends up in my front yard? What if somebody loses control, ends up over here at the park?
The Anson Police Department is asking the community to notify them of these high-profile crime areas so that they can start putting up cameras on poles, on trees, and houses to try and catch these people that may be doing some illegal activity.
It's working with the people. We get Facebook feeds, we get them helping us set up cameras. They're working with us.
A partnership that's beginning to help catch those speeding, dumping, and dealing drugs.
Well, the cameras and the cell phones and everything else is the technology that we're employing to use. We've had people sitting at restaurants and see a drug deal go down, and they take a picture of it and the car, and we're able to track it back to the dealer that's bringing it in. And so it's huge.
An effort that police say will work to help clean up the city. In Anson, with coverage you can count on, Jessica Rank, KTAB News.
Police say they will start using these cameras more in the future. And if you notice any criminal activity or would like to put one of these cameras up at your house, you are asked to call the police in Anson. Thank you, Jessica, for that story. Well, an update for you tonight. Officials tell us the third person's body from the Llano River flooding has been found in the Llano River. Searchers spotted the person yesterday evening. Crews had been searching for 4 missing people since Monday. Well, on Thursday, 2 of the bodies had been found. A combined crew of search and rescue responders, local law enforcement, and fire department personnel, and the county justice of the peace were dispatched. The family has been notified. No word yet on the 4th missing person at this time. Well, some residents in a Dallas neighborhood are freaking out over a Halloween yard decoration. They're calling it disturbing and insensitive. Brooke Rogers has that story.
First time I drove past it, I did a double, triple take.
Neighbor Sloan Dix calls this Halloween decoration disturbing in more than a Halloween fright sort of way.
Do I respect people's wish to decorate their house the way they want for Halloween, but this feels like it takes it to a different level. The problem is from far away it looks like something different.
Frankenstein hanging from a tree, some say, connotes a painful chapter in American history and is at best insensitive.
The rights of a homeowner, a white person in particular, to hang a decoration up like this have to give way to the sensitivity we should have for all of our neighbors.
Well, I just hate it. It just brings up bad things in our history.
Others call that an overreaction and say it's the homeowner's right to decorate how they choose.
It's their house and it's Halloween and people can decorate. I don't want people to tell me how I can decorate for Christmas.
Some neighbors say the homeowner is being bullied. She's had the decoration for 40 years and has told neighbors it brings her grandkids joy. Others hope she'll adjust with the times.
Even though it is a Frankenstein, could it not just be standing in their front yard?
Well, so far, that homeowner hasn't made any public comments. Media has reached out to her, but she hasn't made any comments about plans for that monster's future. Well, a very scary situation in El Paso this weekend. A mountain lion was spotted in the El Paso Zoo. Now, the problem here, this isn't a mountain lion exhibit. That's right, a wild mountain lion was spotted by a security guard on Friday morning. Now, the zoo went into action, making sure all their animals were safe. Officials weren't able to find any tracks, but they say the animal is probably already gone. Now, hopefully he is, because the zoo already has opened up back for normal business. Well, in your political news tonight, with just over 3 weeks until the midterm elections, President Trump spoke with CBS's 60 Minutes, hinting at another White House shakeup. Our Meg Oliver reports.
President Trump tells 60 Minutes that more top aides could leave his administration.
There's some people that I'm not happy with. I have some people that I'm not thrilled with, and I have other people that I'm beyond thrilled with.
President Trump suggested Defense Secretary James Mattis could be part of the first group.
I think he's sort of a Democrat, if you want to know the truth. But General Mattis is a good guy. We get along very well. He may leave. I mean, at some point, everybody leaves.
Mr. Trump also discussed Jamal Khashoggi, the Washington Post journalist last seen entering the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. The president has promised severe punishment if Saudi Arabia is responsible for his disappearance, but isn't eager to upset an ally that's ordered $110 billion worth of U.S. weapons.
And what I don't want to do, Boeing, Lockheed, Raytheon, all these, I don't want to hurt jobs. I don't want to lose an order like that. And you know, there are other ways of punishing, to use a word that's a pretty harsh word, but it's true.
Republican Senator Marco Rubio says the allegation could devastate the U.S. relationship with Saudi Arabia.
There is news reports out there that there is some sort of audio-video evidence of what occurred. If that were to emerge, or any other facts were to emerge, or frankly, if questions here aren't answered, there's no video of him leaving that facility. There's going to be a big problem.
The Saudis have denied any involvement with Khashoggi's disappearance. Meg Oliver, CBS News,
and in a statement,
New York.
The Saudi government vowed to respond in kind to any punishment imposed against it in connection to the Jamal Khashoggi case. Well, coming up on KTAB News Weekend, plenty of crazy weather on hand in Texas, and in Waxahachie, it brought down a school. And an Abilene group came together this weekend for a real workout, but also a great cause. And Noel has a look at our forecast. Noel?
Hey Nathan, well, that cold front came in with a workout, actually a punch of its own. If you stepped outside earlier this evening, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. Record cold temperatures expected to kick off that work week, and good rain chances are in the forecast for the next several days. I'll have a complete look at your full forecast coming up next.
With coverage you can count on, this is KTAB News Weekend.
I've been living in Donaldsonville all my life, and this is the first time I've
Now, meteorologist Noel Ream with your Weather Authority forecast.
Welcome back on this chilly Sunday evening. I said it, that is chilly. Look at that cold front now making its way south of our viewing area, associated with a few showers and thunderstorms still rolling through. This is mainly going to be once again south of the viewing area. Really not going to be too much in terms of strong storms tonight, maybe some lingering showers overnight, but not really seeing too much going on right now. According to MaxLive radar, we are keeping our eye on this storm near San Angelo. Maybe some light showers moving into Coke County near Robert Lee. But for the most part, most of us are going to be on the clear side, and some of those showers could make a return here in the next few hours. We'll keep an eye on that for you. Coming in right now at about 44 degrees at the Abilene Regional Airport. Notice humidity levels are starting to come down slightly but surely. Behind that cold front, some of that dry air starting to filter in from the north. And we talked about the north winds really are brisk right now at 22 miles per hour, and that's going to be the case across much of the area. About 20 to 25 mile-an-hour winds, and some of those gusts could be up to 30 overnight. And temperatures right now behind that cold front really are feeling the impacts of that strong cold front that's moved through. 38 degrees right now for Snyder, 39 in Jayton. These are not wrong temperatures. These are actual temperatures coming in right now. 45 for you folks in Haskell, 43 in Eastland, and 48 degrees now in Brownwood. Just remember, these temperatures are going to continue to slightly move back down as we head into the early morning hours. Temperature change from the last 24 hours. There it is, about 10 to nearly 20 degrees cooler from what we were yesterday. Nearly about 18 degrees cooler there for you folks in Snyder. And further to the south, about 13 degrees cooler for you folks in Brownwood. We're talking record cold temperatures are ahead. Look at that, 37 degrees to start your day for tomorrow. That will likely break that record that was nearly 100 years old back in 1914 of 38 degrees. And we're talking temperatures only getting to about 44 degrees, which will break that record, actually demolishing it for Monday. And temperatures will likely also break another record on Tuesday. Highs only going to stick into the mid 40s. So here's what we're going to say. A little after midnight tonight, some lingering showers in our southern counties, mainly south of Interstate 20. There it is, that rain chance that we had mentioned earlier. Overnight in the early morning hours, you'll see this pink color right here. That is going to be the very minimal chance of that wintry mix developing in our far western counties and some of our northwestern counties. But for the most part, we'll just hold on to scattered showers. No real thunderstorms are going to be a factor because it's just going to be too cold for any of that to develop. But as we head into your Monday evening, scattered showers are once again mainly south of Interstate 20 and in our western counties. It looks like for the most part, our northern counties are going to miss out on the heavier part of this rain event. And then as we head into your Tuesday morning, still holding on to those lingering showers, which will stick with us for much of the work week. But the potential rainfall estimates through Tuesday evening, as you can see, we just looked at that, about 2 to 3 inches in our southwestern counties and for central parts of the big country. And you get the general trend. The farther north and northwest you head, there's going to be a slight chance for maybe a 1/10 to a ½ inch of rain, but that's just going to be about it. But for what we had talked about 1 inch to 3 inches for the areas in that flash flood watch through Tuesday morning. It all depends on how much rain we get after that, if that flash flood watch does get extended. Now for the kiddos heading back to school on Monday, look at that 40 degrees start. You're definitely going to want to have the heavy jackets, maybe tie up the hair or put a ball cap on. Wind chills at about 29 to 31 degrees because we are going to be seeing winds out of the north at about 20 to 25, gusting to 30 miles per hour. For tonight, cold air continues to filter in from the north. 50% chance for some showers, mainly in the overnight hours, 37 degrees as you wake up tomorrow morning. Wind chills at about 29 to 31 all day long. That's also going to factor in the 70% chance for showers, north winds gusting to 30 miles per hour at times. And as we head into Brownwood tonight, a 70% chance for those showers. Temperatures will continue to drop as that cold front sags to the south, 41 degrees for your start to the morning. And then we'll see cold and windy conditions throughout the morning hours. Now keep in mind, I said 45 for the high, but that's likely going to happen at about 2 or 3 in the morning. 37 degrees below average remains the big story across the heartland. Here's what we got for the next several days Good rain chances for Monday and Tuesday to kick off the work week, and notice that blue arrow. That indicates that we'll see that high temperature in the early morning hours and gradually but surely start to drop back down into those mid to upper 30s. Factoring in those very strong north winds, we'll see temperatures feeling like those upper 20s and, lower 30s.
Well, and talking about those strong winds, that tower cam was shaking back and forth. I saw that
right. That was
winds
no
are really
malfunction.
high out there. Yeah, you weren't kidding.
You got it.
Well, continuing our coverage of Hurricane Michael, looking to the east coast, southwest Georgia, took a direct hit from the hurricane.
And that's right. The Secretary of State spent the day traveling county to county to assess the damage.
I've been living in Donaldsonville all my life, and this is the first time I've seen anything like this, even close.
Scott Easom hunkered down at his home in Donaldsonville to endure Hurricane Michael. He and his family are okay, but picking up the mess the storm left behind isn't going to happen overnight.
We're going to help each other out, and we're going to get through this. This is just a temporary thing. We're going to get through this.
Georgia's Secretary of State Brian Kemp flew from county to county to see the damage firsthand. He was impressed to see how folks like Scott Easom were working hard to pick up the pieces.
It's tough out there. I mean, these folks are, they're coming together and being Georgia strong for sure, but there's a lot of work to do. Many people have lost everything.
Although Kemp's job was to see the damage and report it back to the state office, another portion of his trip was to see if each county's election office would be able to hold early elections. After getting a look at how bad off some of Georgia's southern counties are, he realized voting isn't the priority right now.
I'm not diminishing somebody's ability to vote, but I think everyone understands if you don't have a safe environment, this is a catastrophic situation that we're dealing with.
Early voting is supposed to start up on Monday, that is tomorrow, but Kemp says many county governments in Georgia are ordering their election offices not to open unless they have power and water.
And storms packed a punch in Ellis County, causing damage in Waxahachie.
The biggest loss, their brand new high school. And that new school has new tech like surveillance cameras that caught this video of the storm ripping through the building, through the grounds, and on the outside you can see trees starting to bend, and right there that door blown apart and trees bending. Heavy rain cameras then capture all this debris beginning to fly. A bus picked up and tossed hundreds of feet, crumbled there. Despite the damage, there weren't any injuries. When KTAB News at 10 continues how one Abilene group got a workout and helped out. That is our good news tonight.
Putting their strength and endurance to the test.
KTAB News Weekend continues.
Welcome back. Athletes in the Key City came together for some friendly competition this weekend, pushing and pulling a truck, but not just any truck, a semi-truck. Hosted by CrossFit Backward Arrow, athletes put their workout to the ultimate test while giving back to a good cause. KTAB's Claire Kreitz has tonight's good news.
Putting their strength and endurance to the test.
Keep going, guys. Come on. It's like pushing a brick wall.
Athletes in the Key City came together to push their limits.
You get to see what you're made of, and whether you can do it, and you just keep driving, just keep going.
While also giving back.
We created the gym to transform lives through fitness, but also to have an avenue to give back to the community and just be able to take our gifts and the gifts of people in our gym and use them any way we can.
With more than 700 homeless students in the Abilene Independent School District,
honestly, it's kind of heartbreaking.
These athletes are putting the pedal to the metal to help support those kids.
It makes my heart hurt when I think about little kids who need food or need clothes, or maybe they aren't staying warm in the winter, and it just makes me want to be able to help and provide what little we can.
Getting that money raised for them, that's beyond anything we do here. They're going to be our future. We've got to invest in them.
In Abilene, with coverage you can count on, Claire Kreitz, KTAB News.
Thank you, Claire. 11 teams participated in that truck pull yesterday. Well, week 7 of the high school football season had lots of guys making some standout plays, and Mary Margaret has our weekly game ball giveaway coming up next in sports.
Sunday, so that means it's time for our weekly game ball giveaway.
This is BigCountryHomepage.com Sports with Mary Margaret Johnson. This is BigCountryHomepage.com Sports with Mary Margaret Johnson.
Well, it's Sunday, so that means it's time for our weekly game ball giveaway. This week we've got 4 guys who stood out to us on the field in the 7th week of the high school football season. So let's get right to it. Tommy Bowden gets another game ball this season thanks to his performance on Friday night. The senior dual threat quarterback had 155 yards passing with 2 touchdowns through the air and 154 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns on the ground in Brownwood's 34-14 first district win over Gatesville on Friday. Anson's Drew Hagler earns his first game ball this week. Drew threw for 301 yards, ran for 162, and accounted for 6 touchdowns in the Tigers' 49-41 shootout win over Merkel on Friday night. Albany's Ben West adds another thing to celebrate this week. The quarterback saw his best performance as a Lion as he went 13 for 15 for 193 yards and 3 touchdowns in Albany's 48-12 win over Baird. which made that their first win of the season. And lastly, sticking in Division 7 2A Division 2, Hamlin's Jackson Cepeda picks up his first game ball of the season. Jackson rushed for 133 yards and 3 touchdowns in the Pied Pipers' big 50-21 win over Roscoe. So a big congratulations to these 4 guys. Keep showing up on the field and be a chance for a chance to be our next game ball winner. Moving right on up to the big leagues now. The Dallas Cowboys looking to shake off last week's overtime loss. The boys in blue back at home hosting the Jacksonville Jags, getting a pregame speech by the notorious Conor McGregor. First quarter, 3-0 Dallas. Dak Prescott, quarterback keep for the 17-yard touchdown. It's 10-0 Cowboys. Second quarter now, it's going to be Dak to Cole Beasley for a 17-yard touchdown here. That makes it a 17-0 ball game. Now the Cowboys are rolling into the fourth quarter up 30-7. This is when Ezekiel Elliott finds a huge hole and gets right on into the end zone for a 15-yard touchdown. So I guess Conor McGregor has to be the Cowboys hype man for the rest of the season because they absolutely went off today. Dallas wins big time with a 40-7 beatdown over the Jags. On to the Houston we go. The Texans taking on the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo quarterback Josh Allen would start but was taken out of this one, and that would be a huge hole for them. First quarter, Texans jump to an early lead as Watson finds DeAndre Hopkins for the touchdown. 13 yards to put Houston up 7-0. Third quarter now 10-6 Texans. Nathan Peterman in for Allen, and he finds Zay Jones, who takes it in from 16 yards out. The Bills are up 13-10. So we move to the fourth quarter, 13-all. Peterman making a poor decision here, but he's picked off by Jonathan Joseph for a 28-yard pick six. Houston takes the lead. Now Peterman was an absolute disaster. Threw one more pick to clinch it for the Texans. They win 20-13. So one more for you. The Steelers and the Bengals battling it out in Cincinnati. Second quarter tied at 7. Roethlisberger goes downfield to Juju Smith-Schuster for the 29-yard pickup. James Conner would take in a 1-yard score to put Pittsburgh up 14-7. Fourth quarter, 2014 Steelers. Joe Mixon takes the handoff for the 4th-yard score. Bengals are up by 1 with a minute left in the game, but Big Ben is going to answer. There's too much time on the clock for him. He hits Antonio Brown on a slant, and he takes it. 31 yards for the game-winning touchdown. The Steelers win this one in dramatic fashion, 28-21 over the Bengals. That is all the time that I have for sports. KTAB News Weekend will continue after the break. Noel will have one final look at our forecast. Stay with us.
KTAB News Weekend continues.
Well, you saw when we went to break there, that sky cam again just shaking back and forth. That thing is wild up there. So, and it is high winds, right?
That's absolutely right. Right now, winds anywhere from about 20 to 25 miles per hour. That doesn't even factor in those wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. It is time for the pumpkin spice lattes for tomorrow. 44 degrees. That'll likely happen in the next few hours here, but temperatures are going to be hovering into those mid to upper 30s, a 70% chance for showers. Showers will also continue on Tuesday, 80% chance for showers there. Gradually warming back up as we head into the middle part of the work week, 60 degrees. A good chance for rain on Friday and eventually seeing a little bit more sunshine heading into next weekend.
Well, the sun's back at least. I think we'll never be sad that we're getting rain, but we have been getting a whole ton of rain, so we're due for a change in pace.
I was always told never turn away a good rain here in West Central Texas.
That's right.
That's what we're doing.
Well, that is all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us tonight.
And we'll see you back here tomorrow for KTAB Daybreak. Have a wonderful night.
Good night and be careful out there.